Good morning, my name is Hernán Ramirez Lisangel. I'm going to talk about mature room crew or tripulation. The first person is the tour engineer, or these engineers are rank of engineer officer who is part of the engineer department of a ship. The tour engineer is usually in charge of boiler, fuel, auxiliary engines, condensate, and feed system, and is the third most senior engineer office on board. The, the next person is the second engineer. He is a licensed member of the engineering department of merchant vessel. This title is used for the person on a ship simply responsible for supervising the daily maintenance and operation of the engineering department. The next person is the first, first engineer. This person is in charge for the engineer watch keeping. It's responsible for the daily maintenance and operation of the engineering and technical aspect of the vessel as directed by the chief engineer and staff engineer, relieving the staff engineer in the case of emergency. The last person is chief the chief engineer office. This person is ultimately responsible for all operation of maintenance that has to do with any and all engineering equipment throughout the entire ship, and the supervise all other engineering office and engineering within the department.
Good morning, my name is Jorge Ortiz Vasquez and I am going to talk about the crew members in a ship, but more specifically the deck department, because the deck department, in general terms, they are the responsible for direct the navigation, the operation and the safety of the vessel. They mark the routes that the vessel is going to follow to, and they in some cases administrate the resources that is in the ships. I am going to start with the third deck officer. The third deck officer is in charge of the navigational watch, but in some cases he do administrative tasks too, like the crew member leads, for example, or make some manifests. But he needs to check the supervision of the guards that the first officer set in the vessel. That is too important too. The next is the second officer. The second officer is in charge of preparing the route that the vessel is going to follow across the sea. This route is set by the criteria of the captain, and the second officer has another task too, like for example correcting the chart or the nautical publications. Another task that the second officer have is the navigational watch that in many cases is assigned to him by the captain. The next is the first deck officer. The first deck officer is in charge of the organization of work aboard, like the elaboration of the working hours that the crew is going to make in the deck department, the planning and the supervision of the stowage or the loading calculation and the supervision of the same, the planning and the supervision of the deck maintenance works, and others like the survival equipment or the preparation of the necessary orders for their maintenance and the correct operation of the ship, as well as to watch the assignments for the guards, and if the ship needs a repair or some duties on the ship, he makes the order to do that job, and he set the hour to be the job is going to start and the finish time. And finally, I am going to talk about the captain. The captain is the highest authority on a ship. He is the ultimate responsible for the vessel, like the entire operation of the vessel. He directs, he coordinates, he controls all the activities carried out on board, being responsible for safety of the ship, the crew, the cargo, the navigation, and in some cases the organization of the work.